Blue Peter. Just hearing the name probably takes you straight back to after-school TV, craft projects with sticky-back plastic, and the Blue Peter badge. But behind all the wholesome pets and the cheerful presenters, this show has a side you've probably never seen before. A side full of surprises and downright bizarre stories that don't usually make it into the highlights. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. 15 weird facts about Blue Peter that will make you see this historic show in a whole new light. So grab your scissors and sticky tape, because this is going to be a fun one. One of the most iconic things about Blue Peter is, of course, the badge. Kids everywhere dreamed of owning one, but it wasn't just a shiny pin to stick on your jumper. Oh no, it had real power. The Blue Peter badge acted like a golden ticket, giving its owners free entry to over 200 attractions across the UK. We're talking theme parks, castles, sports stadiums, museums, even zoos. For a kid, that's basically a superpower. Imagine strolling into Chessington or Legoland without paying a penny, all because you had this little badge pinned to your shirt. That's not just cool, it's legendary. Most people know about the classic blue badge, but in reality, there's a whole rainbow of them. Over the years, Blue Peter has handed out 8 different types of badges. The standard blue one is the most common, but there's also a green badge for eco-friendly contributions, silver for special achievements, purple for reviewing the show, and orange for sports. Then there's the ultra-rare gold badge, which is given for truly exceptional acts, and the diamond badge, created to celebrate the show's 60th anniversary. Each one carries its own weight of prestige, and if you manage to collect more than one, you are basically playground royalty. The presenters may have been the faces of Blue Peter, but let's be honest, the animals often stole the show. Out of all of them, Petra the dog was easily the biggest star. When she first appeared in 1962, fan mail came pouring in by the thousands. She became so beloved that she even has a statue at BBC Television Centre. Petra wasn't just a pet, she was a cultural icon. In fact, some people argue she was one of the most famous dogs in the entire world at the time. Not bad for a pup who probably thought she was just getting extra treats for sitting nicely. In the year 2000, Blue Peter did something that felt perfectly fitting for a show about inspiring young minds. They buried a time capsule in the Blue Peter Garden at BBC Television Centre. The plan was for it to be opened in decades to come. Inside were toys, letters and objects representing life at the time. Sweet, right? Well, things didn't quite go to plan. Not long after it was buried, the capsule was stolen, dug up and smashed open. Its contents, including things like a yo-yo and a Tamagotchi, were left ruined. Who does that? Who steals a children's TV show's time capsule? Truly one of the strangest crimes in TV history. Presenters may come and go, but George the Tortoise was a fixture for more than 40 years. That's right. The longest-serving cast member of Blue Peter wasn't a human, it was a reptile. George first appeared in 1958 and outlasted generations of presenters, calmly plodding his way through TV history. Most of the time, he didn't even do much. He just existed. Nonetheless, he became an idol in his own right, proof that sometimes the most reliable star of a show is the one who spends most of the day asleep. If you've ever seen a compilation of live TV disasters, chances are you've come across the Blue Peter elephant clip. Back in 1969, Lulu the baby elephant was brought onto the set. What could possibly go wrong? Well, everything. Lulu ran around, stepped on the presenter's feet, and decided the studio floor was the perfect place to relieve herself. The presenters did their best to keep smiling while chaos reigned, but it became one of the most replayed moments in Blue Peter history. Honestly, it's live TV gold. In the 1980s, Blue Peter accidentally broadcast a presenter's personal phone number on live television. Within minutes, the phone was ringing off the hook with calls from children all over the country. Imagine the madness. A quiet evening at home instantly transformed into thousands of kids asking for crafting tips and details about how to apply for a badge. It was an innocent mistake, but one that definitely turned someone's phone bill into a nightmare. The Blue Peter logo is instantly recognisable. A sailing ship in white against a blue background. Well, what does it mean? The ship is actually a galleon, chosen to represent adventure, exploration and discovery, which are themes at the heart of the show. What many people don't know is that the logo has been redesigned at least 13 times over the decades. From traditional versions to more modern takes, the ship has had more makeovers than some celebrities, and yet it remains a symbol of one of the most iconic TV shows ever made. This one is just bizarre. Simon Groom, who went on to become a Blue Peter presenter, once admitted that as a child, he swallowed his Blue Peter badge by accident. He was so excited to receive it that somehow, in the chaos of the moment, he managed to eat it. Years later, the same boy who swallowed his badge returned as an adult to host the show. In a strange way, the badge really did become part of him. Blue Peter has welcomed countless famous faces over the years, from astronauts to pop stars. However, did you know that Queen Elizabeth II herself was a recipient of the Gold Blue Peter badge? She was awarded it in 2001, and it remains one of the rarest honours the show has ever given. If it's good enough for royalty, it's definitely good enough for the rest of us. Becoming a Blue Peter presenter wasn't just about being charming on camera. Candidates had to prove they could handle anything. Animals, kids, live TV chaos. One of the unofficial audition tests involved seeing if they could stay calm while being covered in custard pies and slime, since if you couldn't laugh your way through a goat chewing your jacket, you probably weren't cut out for Blue Peter. One of the quirkiest features of Blue Peter was its garden, created in 1974. Interesting fact, it wasn't on the ground, it was built on the roof of BBC Television Centre, complete with flowers, ponds, and even a statue of Petra the dog. The garden became a beloved part of the show. When the BBC moved to Salford in 2011, they didn't just leave it behind, they actually dug it up and moved it. Yes, the garden was so famous, it had to be relocated like a celebrity. Blue Peter's image has always been squeaky clean, but in 2007, it hit the headlines for all the wrong reasons. A phoning competition meant for children was secretly rigged. Instead of picking a genuine winner, a staff member chose a child in the studio to pretend they had won. The BBC was fined £50,000 for the scandal. It was one of the darkest moments in Blue Peter history and a very eye-opening chapter for a show built on trust and honesty. Blue Peter didn't just entertain children, it inspired them. Over the years, countless celebrities have credited the show with sparking their ambitions. Actors like Daniel Radcliffe, scientists, athletes and musicians have all said that Blue Peter's spirit of creativity and adventure pushed them to dream bigger. Who knew that making a pen holder out of cereal boxes could be the first step towards superstardom? Let's end it on the biggest fact, the biggest weird fact of them all. Blue Peter holds the Guinness World Record for the longest running children's TV show ever. First broadcast in 1958, it has been on air for more than 65 years. surviving changing fashions, generations of presenters, and all the chaos of live television. That's not just impressive, it's momentous. Few shows can claim to have had such a lasting impact, and even fewer can say they're still going strong after all this time. And that's a wrap. Blue Peter has been many things over the decades. Fun, chaotic, inspiring, and completely unpredictable. But above all, it's proof that children's TV can leave a legacy that lasts for generations. So now it's your turn. Which of these weird facts shocked you the most? Or maybe you've got your own Blue Peter memory that deserves a mention. Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss more strange stories from the world of TV. Until next time, keep it weird.